COMOSYS is a general-purpose detailing software. Many products are focused entirely on certain forms only, and while being very efficient when the structure belongs to that particular class of structures, they are completely unable to handle other types. General-purpose softwares, on the other hand, in an effort to handle all types of structures, fail to be as efficient as specialized software meant only for one particular type. COMOSYS attempts successfully to merge these two philosophies. It does so by first building a platform which is completely general purpose, allowing the user to model anything they can imagine, and then providing specialized subsets of this general environment for cases which lend themselves to such specialization. COMOSYS allows you to model such general structures as boiler supporting structures, like the one you see on the screen, fully detailed right down to the ancillary steel, and complicated joints lying outside the scope of the standard library. Or for instance, stadium type structures as you see on the screen. Once again, with non-standard joints, here we are seeing another complicated detail. Or complicated standard ones right out of the library. Here we have an example of bulk handling systems, which are a category in their own right and are detailed in their own unique way. We are looking at a transfer tower here, which connects two conveyors coming from different directions. As you can see, COMOSYS is not a program which caters for a specific class of structures, and it is quite general purpose in its scope. And in this example, all the idlers and the return idlers have been modeled in detail. The drive pulley and the drive unit have also been modeled to facilitate the creation of the GA drawings later. Here, for instance, we are looking at a take-up weight mechanism, which keeps the bottom of the conveyor belt tight all the time. The same mechanism, now viewed from the top. And here again we're looking at the drive pulley along with the discharge chute. Here, the skirt board has been modeled where the material is loaded onto the conveyor. As a testimony to COMOSYS' general purpose scope, this interesting doghouse structure may be presented. These structures are basically enclosures made almost entirely out of platework, the purpose being both heat and sound insulation. Typically, they would enclose furnaces and would also provide safety panels for explosion control. They have a completely different geometry from classical industrial buildings, but as we can see, COMOSYS handles them with ease. Once the modeling is finished, COMOSYS will automatically produce shop drawings, even for complex structures such as this one. Another view of the doghouse from outside. And here from another angle. Let's move on to multi-story industrial buildings. What you are seeing is a complex industrial structure called a preheater tower. Preheater towers are utilized in the cement industry. They are tall structures with interstory heights reaching up to 20 meters and more. These interstory spaces are filled with mechanical equipment and other small platforms not shown here. Here, we have moved closer to see some floor details. Main and secondary girders, horizontal bracings and vertical bracings all have been modeled as per the requirements, as you can see on the screen. Column joints tend to be the most challenging, as the greatest loads usually accumulate around these points. Transport requirements, constructability issues, and statical requirements need to be carefully considered and weighed against each other. We can be sure of one thing though. Whatever the final design, COMOSYS will not be found wanting as far as the modeling capabilities are concerned. As we swoop down the preheater tower, we can clearly see that COMOSYS is a general-purpose computer program capable of handling the largest of structures with ease. And of course, the general-purpose modeling skills of COMOSYS are not limited to steel structures. Extremely complex concrete structures too can be modeled with incredible ease. We are now looking at a water intake structure. As can be seen, the structure is as far removed from a conventional structure as possible. However, modeling all the channels, anchor bolts, cutouts, complex water screens, galleries and piles, etc. has been easily undertaken. Here is an example of complex multi-chambered cement silos. Once again, they are well within the modeling capabilities of COMOSYS. The roofs of these silos have many openings to serve various purposes. But it is the inside of a silo which is the most interesting. Special cone-like geometrical shapes need to be poured to facilitate the free flow of thousands of tons of cement piled upon itself. Here, we are looking at the cone from the inside. Another example of complex concrete structures are equipment foundations. With their complex shapes, multiple pouring levels, embedded steels, and complicated anchor bolt plans, they represent a unique challenge, taking hundreds of man-hours for the preparation of their drawings. Once again, COMOSYS provides the answer and saves us time and money when dealing with such structures. We will discuss the issue of technical drawings elsewhere, but let it suffice to say, whatever you are seeing on the screen gets converted to beautiful formwork drawings which are as good, if not better, than handmade drawings. Some structures, however, are well defined. One example of such structures is a tank. With their cylindrical geometry and finite detailing options, they provide us with a chance to take the power of COMOSYS to even higher levels. Various options are available for modeling the anchor bolts, which resist the wind and earthquake forces. The base of the tank, along with the main shell, is one of its most complicated parts. Staggered plates are used to minimize failure risks, and fine-tuned patterns minimize the wastage. Nozzles with strengthening plates can be modeled on both the main shell and the roof with arbitrary orientations. Ladders and other ancillary steel too can be added, both automatically and manually, giving you a chance to detail just about any tank there is. All in all, the specialized power of COMOSYS provides the user with a unique experience not to be found elsewhere.